Now, we had some reactions last week that went really well, so I've got 3 more videos queued up for this experience right here.
I get a check for $1 million from my trading card company. I always wanted a black-on-black Mercedes-Benz. So I go get it, boom, $150,000. Because remember, I 150 minus $1 million, I still got $850 left. I'm still good. So I get home. My father said, "That's nice. Where's mine at?" I was like, you know what? You're right. So if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here right now. Me and him, we get in the car, go get the exact same car for him. We get home, my mom's a little jealous. Where's mine at? So we go and we get her the smaller Benz version. So we got 3 Benzes, and I get a call the next day from the bank manager, and he said, "Need to have a conversation with you." He said, "Shaq, you know, athletes, when they're done playing, it's a large percentage that have nothing. So I've been following your career. You're a bright young star. I don't want you to be like that. You need to learn how to take care and manage your money." You know, General Eisenhower said the greatest leaders are the ones smart enough to have people smarter than them around them. I got a lot of smart people around me.
That's right. Get a coach, pay yourself first, make every dollar that you earn work for you.
I have $21 in my wallet. Let's see if we can use this and find $100 in profit at the thrift store today. So I usually never look at the kitchenware, but I've heard that certain mugs can actually be solid flips. I ended up finding this Mickey Mouse pants mug, which they were selling for $2, and on eBay it goes for $20, giving us a $12 profit to start things off. Then I made my way to the electronics, where I completely struck out and only found this nasty used foot massager. Fortunately, the next aisle over was the sporting goods section, which I seem to have good luck in consistently. Golf clubs are some of my all-time favorite items to flip, and I struck gold today. I found these 2 TaylorMade R9 woods that were priced at $6.99.
This Goodwill is crazy. If you have a Goodwill or a thrift store in your area that has this scale and quality of material, you're missing out on a huge opportunity if you're not going over there at least seasonally to check out some of the things that people are just throwing away.
And they sell for over $50 each plus shipping, giving me a $40 profit per club. Now I was at $92 in total profit with $5 left to spend. I quick took a look at the shoes, but almost all these were out of my budget. So I made my way over to the toy section and ended up finding this 90s vintage Sesame Street Ernie rock and roll plush. They were asking for $4, and on eBay right now they're selling for around $18 to $19 plus shipping, giving us a $16 profit. At this point I reached my goal of $100 in profit and had $1 to spare, which I thought would be best spent on this magic Mickey Mouse towel. I figure if it's magic, it might be worth thousands someday. Follow for more. Peace.
I love this guy's hustle. I love the video, the way he made it. I love that he included the fees. A lot of people are saying, well, it's not profit until you sell it, and that's understandable. This guy walked in with $21, walked out with like quality goods, and if he sells it, great. If not, the risk to reward ratio for this type of arbitrage, this hustle is so high. And if you've got if you're in a community that's got a Goodwill like this around you, go in there, check it out. And if you're looking to make $100, $1,000, I mean, think about what you could do. If you could, it would be life-changing for so many people out there if they could make an extra grand a month. So that could be a goal for you. Just starting out with $20 and seeing how you could flip it up, and seeing, between now and Christmas, or now and the next Christmas, think about Christmas 2023, how it could be a big change for you. If you were to start with $20 now, this could be a challenge. Start with $20, go to your Goodwill, see what you can get, and see if that's a good risk reward for you. Because I can bet that just about anyone out there could turn $20 into $1,000 between now and the next Christmas for their friends and family. I mean, I couldn't think of a better ROI with a relatively low threshold of challenge that's out there.
Yesterday was the 15th, which means I just got paid. So this is how I budget my $82,000.
I love a good budget breakdown. Here we go.
My paycheck every 2 weeks is $3,437.48. Immediately, federal tax comes out of that at $394.98, Social Security $206.89, Medicare $48.38, and then Virginia state tax at $160.48.
Youch. It always catches me off guard. I live in Tennessee. We don't have a state income tax. And so when I'm looking at it, I think about my employees and I think about the federal tax. I would definitely want to double check the math on her withholding, because I'm thinking maybe it's a little high just from my gut feeling. Maybe it's really tight. I think it's about where I'm at with my withholding. And then Social Security, Medicare, you can't do anything with that. But man, that state tax, it always gets you.
For insurances, I pay $48 for medical, $5 for dental, and then I contribute $171.87 to my 401k and $50 to my HSA.
I love that she is pulling out for her 401k and her HSA straight from her paycheck. Pay yourself first. Let's go.
This leaves me with $2,351.88. 50% of that I will put towards necessities, 30% towards savings, and 20% towards wants.
Here we go. You've heard me talk about a 50-30-20 budget. This is the most common, most popular breakdown for a budget. It can't get any simpler than this, and I think this is a great way after taxes to break up your income and put it towards a good goal like this. You could do a 60-40-10. Now, I think that's a little bit more aggressive and it's worth checking out, especially if you've got some bigger picture goals that you want to tackle. I think this is something that could be fluid as well. Long term, on average, a majority of your time, if you think about a bell curve, could be with a 50-30-20 budget, but I could see how sometimes you're ramping up the intensity on your budgeting and looking at a 60-40-10, and then maybe in retirement you see your necessities kind of actually taking a back seat to some of those wants as you continue to flow into those later stages of life. And so sometimes it changes drastically. Just had a kid, she's 5 months old, and I can tell you that our wants go down and our needs increase when we have those big life moments. And so I would pay attention to those as you go into those in and out of those seasons of life. Think about your flow into different strategies.
Since these are monthly expenses, I'm usually putting away half of them for now. So $573.75 for rent, $75 for utilities, $62.50 for parking, $125 for groceries, and $125 towards my car payment.
Okay. I don't know where in Virginia you live, but $573 for rent sounds great. It looks like she's in a beautiful apartment. Maybe, I can see a TV in the reflection in the background. I don't know, maybe you work there, but geez, you must have some roommates or something, because I feel like in today's market, $573 in rent is going to be a tough sell. Utilities, that's low. Parking, it sounds like you're in a city, you probably got roommates. Parking, that's, seems like relatively low as well. I'm very curious about, like, in a non-creepy way, I'm just very curious about where this person lives, like what kind of market, because it seems pretty low. Man, having a family of 4, groceries, it's different when you're just feeding one person versus 4. So this is an interesting breakdown. I appreciate that relatively small car payment as well. I wonder, doing the math, that's that's below the 5% threshold that we try to have people keep when it comes to the total amount that they're putting towards car debt. And then you've got if you consider parking, the car payment, insurance, and gas, then that is probably just under 10% of the total budget. And so that's great. I think that's a great way to keep it.
For savings, I already talked about my contribution to my 401k.
Pay yourself first.
I also try to put aside $200 every paycheck towards my emergency fund, and $250 goes into my Roth IRA. Lastly, for wants, $100 goes to dining out, $37.50 on alcohol, $50 for entertainment. For shopping, we have $50 for clothing, $37.50 for home goods, $12.50 for beauty, and then the total subscription category is $36.95. I'll be honest, I don't always completely stick to this budget, but it's always good to have one.
I wonder how many people are, when it comes to the wants, are really thinking about what it's like on that salary. Now, this person has, I think it was $87,000 of gross income coming in, and she is keeping herself to less than $40 worth of subscriptions. And I know this is the thing that people harp on, but it's what it takes when you are looking at a 50-30-20 budget to have only $40 going into something like subscriptions. It's just part of how it breaks down, and it's the last thing on her list. Instead of the first thing being those automatic transactions that eat away your paycheck, pay yourself first. Put that into your HSA, your retirement. Obviously, if you're self-employed, you got to pay the tax man first and then work your way down. I think the best part of this video was the trajectory, that the first thing was taxes and the last thing was subscriptions, because so often people get that reversed. And so you got to pay yourself first after taxes, of course, unfortunately. I know it hurts. But then as you work your way down, think about those necessities and think about getting all the way down to those wants. And then that's got to be motivating, because it's going to keep you working harder to increase those wants at the bottom.